Hello, Cloud Animators, and welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to show you how to create a very professional looking, snazzy presentation with the Cloud Animator service. So as you see here, I'm going to play this back. You'll see how nice and elegant this looks. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to create one of these thanks to the motion effects and the layering inside the Cloud Animator service. So what I'm going to do here is I will simply open a new slide, and a new scene, I'm sorry. I'm going to start adding in objects and then layering them and adding motion effects to them too. So the first thing we need to do is to bring in this bar here, a gray bar. We're going to do a blue one and then another one at the bottom, and then we're going to start adding the icons and the text and all the effects. So this can easily be done. I'll just go to Shape, Button, and inside we have an array of different shapes. I'm going to choose Sharp here. So I'm going to try to go pretty quickly. If you've watched some of the previous tutorials, then you're very familiar with this. Nothing out of the ordinary. I'll do that right there. I'm going to change the color of that bar. Give it a more light gray color. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this one. Instead of bringing another one and then changing it blue, I'll duplicate it, change the color right now, give it a nice blue color like that. That looks really good. Okay, and I'm going to bring this under the gray one. So I will send to back and just tuck it inside. I think that would look very nice. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this one once again and bring it to the bottom. This will be where we're going to have that ending here. And right there, we look good. All right, so what else do? We can start adding the logos and start adding the text. But before we do that, I wish to lock these assets so that I don't accidentally move them when I have text and I'm arranging the text and the logos. I don't want to accidentally grab one of these and misplace it. So what we do is that you make sure that you're in the advanced mode, and inside I will lock each one of these, and that way if I click on top I don't accidentally move anything. Okay, very simple. So let's start. I will drop in another image that I have custom. I added several of these inside, and I have my logo, my business consulting logo. So that looks nice there. I'm going to scale it down a bit and bring it there. I will also bring in my handshake, which I'm going to drop in right there. And notice that red line, that helps me align my image to the center of my project. So I think that should look okay. I could actually minimize this a bit because I'm going to need that space later on. Bring it up a bit, and I think that would do. That'll do. Okay, so let's start with the text, right? So we have the text part here. I'm going to bring this up, and I'm going to change this text to "Call us today for a consultation." Okay, and I'm going to add 1882300 Empire. You guys remember that tune, right? Empire Rugs. So let me move this down, and that looks pretty good. I just need to change the size, maybe 24. Yeah, that can work. And I wish to emulate that color that we have, that blue color here. So I'm going to go to the color picker, and I'm going to select that blue. And now I have that same blue color. And let me make this bold, I think. And that looks good. That looks really good. I like that. Okay, so what do we do next? Let's start adding that text at the bottom here. So I'm going to add another text. And this one will be, get your company on a different direction, on a new direction. Okay. I'm going to center it. See how useful these lines are? I forgot the name of this red line that runs across. It helps you center everything. So it's very, very useful. Let me bring down the size a bit, but we do 24. I think that would look good. I need the space later. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate this one, bring it down, and I'm going to change this one to Sales and Marketing Consulting. And let me bold, change the color to, change the font to bold. And if I wish to choose that same blue again, no problem. We know how to do that. Just select color picker. Thank you very much. Great. So one more thing. I think we need that text at the bottom here once again. Let me make sure it's aligned. Yes, it is. And this one will be, I think, all rights reserved. All rights. And I'm going to paste. Actually, I'll just put this symbol here. It should be a copyright, but let me just do that one for just to make it easy and quick. Bring this down to maybe 18. Change this to color white. So notice how fast I'm going, because this is actually very, very easy to do once you know the basics of playing around with the Cloud Animator service. All right, so what else do we need? We also need a text box, remember? Oh, we need the text up here. So let's try to do that. We need to add the home, about, and everything else. So I'm going to add that text. This one will be home. Home. White color, please. Right about there. And size. Maybe a 24 will do. No, I need a smaller size. Let's try 18. How does that look? Think that looks okay? Yeah, I think so. That should look okay. So instead of dropping in another text box and changing the font size and the color, I can simply duplicate this one here, move it to the side, and just customize the text. So this one would be a boat, just like my friend Kai says, a boat. I'll duplicate this one again. And this one should be catalog. So it's actually fun when we do these tutorials and we make mistakes as we go along, because that way you experience some of these, some of these little errors, and you learn better. You learned what to do, what not to do. And I think it's a lot more fun. It feels a lot more natural. And the last one should be catalog. Catalog. So let me align that with my other one. With my oh, I don't want to bring it back. Let me undo that. So this is what I mean about these mistakes, right? If we do them live, you get to learn better. I think that looks okay. So we have home, about, catalog, and client. Client and catalog. I'm sorry, the last one should be contact. Easy, no problem there. So let's add that text box at the bottom. We need one more. I need a shape. And I'm going to add the shape here. I'm going to bring it down a bit. Okay. And this one will be, we're going to change the color. First of all, let's add the text. This will be contact us today. Contact us today. Okay. Keep bubble size, I think. Yeah, let's keep that as it is. Change the color of my square. I want, let's say, an orange one. Bright orange. I think that will do. Something around that vicinity, that color there. Yep. And let's make sure we have a white text. That should look okay. But we have, let's see, bring it to the side. Yeah, I think that should look okay. Line, I can play around with the lining. think that's okay. Let's offset the X. No. Text position. Here we go. So I can move this a little, but I think we should be okay. Let's bring the text down a bit. I think a 24 should be okay. Or bring it higher. Remember that this box here is to emphasize. We want people to pay attention to this box, and we want them to click on the box. So it might be a very good idea to increase the size because we want people to be paying attention to this box. So I think 30 should be okay. Contact us today. Let me get rid of that exclamation mark here. All right. Yep. So I think we should be good. Let me expand this a bit, or no, let's just keep it as it was. All right, so we have our box, we have all our text, and now we need to start working on the animation. So the animation is very, very simple. Now that we have the advanced mode open, I can see the relationship between all the time tracks of all my elements. So let's start. The first one is for the business consulting. I wish to add a motion effect. So I'll go into motion effect here, and as I hover over these motion effects, you can preview all the different animations that we have. So we have rolling, we have zoom in, and whirling. But notice that these are for entrance. We have three categories: entrance, emphasis, and exit. So I just wish to focus on entrance at this point. So I kind of like this fade in here, so I'm going to select that. And as soon as I do, I can choose the speed of how fast I wish, how fast or how slow I wish that effect to take place. So I think a medium one would be in order. The next one would be the call us today. I wish to add a motion effect to this too. So, but this one I wish to use a moving one. So I kind of like this one here, but I want it to enter from right to left. So just go down here to the direction and choose right to left. Okay, that looks good. And I'll choose a medium also. And this way, when I play this back, you'll see both of them play. Okay, what else? Well, let's work on this one here. I want this one to also have a fade, also with medium. And I'm going to do the same for every text that we have. I want this to be a medium fade, and a fade, and medium. Great. And we're going to do the same for this box. So, effect, fade in, and this will be medium. Okay, so what happens when we play this back? You can see all of them pop up. Now that looks very, very cool. Okay, so what else do we want to do? Remember that the text up here has an animation. It has a cascade animation where they start flying in. So I can simply do the same here. I will move, but I want this to come from right to left. Let me bring this down a bit. Okay, and I can do the same for for every one of these. Now notice that because I added all these texts and I positioned them, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go in and manually drop in this moving and adjust it from right to left. When what I could have done from the beginning is just create one with that animation and then copy paste over and over again for each one of the other ones and just adjust and then adjust the text. That would have been a lot quicker. Okay, but it's okay. I think that should be fine. Again, we're just learning at this point. So about this one has let's see. Do we have that motion? If you want to if you want to see if your elements here have a motion, what you can do is just expand the advanced mode, and then you'll see a hashed area inside. This means that that particular element has a motion effect. So I can see that my text here has a motion effect, and a lot of these have them too. So we should be okay. I can also play this back, and I know that the home one has a motion effect, but this one is going from right to left. We're good. Let's select the other one, about. Moving, yes, right to left. Thank you. Catalog, moving, right to left. And we're going to do the same for client. And the last one for contact. So it's very easy, a bit tedious if you have a lot of elements inside, but at the end it pays off because it looks very cool once your elements start playing around. Okay, so what could we do? Well, now that we have the advanced mode, the advanced mode open, we have the ability of rearranging the order of when we want something to play back. So, for example, here we have at the very beginning of our project, we have a business consulting playing from the beginning. Hold up. We have business consulting coming in, we have call us today, but we don't want all these elements to appear at the same time. So what we're going to do is that we're going to make sure we're going to leave this one here at the beginning. This comes in first. Then this other one, the main one, which is this image here, I want this to come in later. So I can simply drag the time track here. I can drag the element inside the time track. That way I make it appear later on. And I'm going to do the same for text, and I'm just going to drag it probably a couple of seconds later or half a second later. I'm going to do the same for each one of them. So what happens when I play these back? They slowly start appearing. Okay? Now that's pretty cool. And I'm going to do the same for the other ones. What text is this? This is the last one here. So this, I don't wish to drop in any effect. So I'm just going to lock that one in. And then this bottom one, this is for home. So yes, this definitely, I want this to appear later. And the other text is the one for about. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move these to the side. And that way, I am going to reposition their timing. I want them to appear in a cascade, not just with the effect, but with the timing also. So it's very, very easy once you have the advanced mode open, because you can see the relationship between all these tracks, and then you can easily add in these effects, and you have them coming in one by one. Now that is very easy and very, very cool. Okay, so one other thing. Notice that when I move a track, the ending of these tracks are moved to the side. So what we want to do here is that we want to make sure that what is the final range of my project. So here, this blue line, that's the final range of my project, and right now it's at 18 seconds. So if, for example, if I want my project to finish at 14 seconds, then I think that would be a very, very good timing, because I am sure that every effect will play all the way through until the end of my project. Okay, so very nice. I think the last thing that we need to do is to drop in an effect to my call to action, that orange button that we have. So the contact today, which is that one here, and it's called Sharp Shadow. Okay, so at the beginning we have a motion effect. Remember, we added in that fade in. But then halfway through, I wish to add another effect. I want to bring emphasis to this call to action button. I'm going to make this a button where people click on that and they can take an action. So what I want to do is that since I dropped in an entrance already, I'm going to move the time script to the side, make sure I'm inside an empty space. I will go to emphasis. And then I can test several of these many effects that we have. Just hover over. And actually, some of these motions look very, very cute. They look a bit cartoonish. Very well made animations. Look at that. Blink, pulse, bounce, boing. You can I can already imagine the spring sound there. Boing, jiggle, flip. So as I mentioned, some of these are very cute. But of course, this is a business presentation, so we want this to look professional. So I think in the end, I can choose Pulse. And I'm going to click on Pulse, and this will be dropped in once. That's my time scrub, and we have that first animation. So I can choose if I want this to play slow, Medium, I'm sorry, or slow. So I think slow looks better. Again, this is a professional business project, so we need to be serious here, and we want this to look nice and elegant. So I can choose if I wish this animation to loop once, twice, or even 3 times. Or I can simply choose automatic, and it'll fill the entire length of my time track all the way to the end. Okay? So that will give me that specific effect that I want. Coming in, cascade, everything arranges, and then finally we have my call to action button, and it's blinking as if I'm reminding the client, hey, click on me, I'm right here. Great, so we're almost done. In the end, if you want to add a call to action to this specific button, so it's very simple. Just make sure you highlight that and go to your settings here to link. And then you can link this to another scene, to a website, email, or phone number, or a message. So for website, I can go, let's say, to Reallusion, and let's try Cloud Animator. Okay. So then when people click on that button, it will take them to www.Reallusion Cloud Animator. Great. So in the end, I will have my nice little project just like this one, which I can use to impress my clients. And it's very, very easy to do. You don't have to spend much time. As long as you know how to use the different tracks in the advanced mode, then you will not have a problem. All right, so one last thing I'd like to mention. Look at the box here. Remember that the original text, the original scene that I had, the text is different than the one we have here. We have a lot of space between the width of my text box and the text. So if you wish to correct that, like the one I did here, if you wish to correct that, it's very simple. Just make sure you select the text box and you go to the shape settings. And where we have the text part and the font and everything, just go all the way down to the section that says bubble. And inside you can play with the width and the height. So you can increase the width of your text box so that the edges don't touch the edge of your text. You can do that with the width and with the height also. So it's just a neat little trick you can use when you work with these text boxes and the text inside. All right, so that's it for this tutorial. Thank you, and stick around for more advanced tutorials on the new Cloud Animator service. Thank you.